Today in math, we're going to be starting to talk about arrays, and the reason they're important is because we use them all the time in multiplication. Arrays have columns and rows. Columns are up and down, and like holding up a building, and rows are like seats. Ever been to a movie theater? Going across, you go into your row. So I want to make an array. I'm going to make two columns, and I'm going to make 1, 2, 3 rows. All right. Now, if you have one sticking out here, it is not an array. Every column should have the same amount. Every row should have the same amount. If it does not, it is not an array. So the important thing about arrays is we use them for repeated addition. Repeated addition. And all that is, repeated addition equals multiplication. It equals multiplication. Let me show you what I mean. 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you agree? 2, 4, 6. Or I could count it this way. 3 plus 3 equals 6. If you do repeated addition for your rows or for your columns, it will be the same answer. Now here's why this is important. You ever heard of times tables? It's because you're counting this many times. Let's see this. Counting by twos 1, 2, 3 times. So this one is equal to counting by twos 3 times. What about if we went the other way? What did we count by? Threes. We counted by threes 2 times. Look at that. Are you noticing something maybe that looks like a fact family? Yes, you are. We'll talk about that more next week, but good job. Let's do another array. I'm going to try to trick you this time. You ready? How many columns do I have? Be careful. 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. How many rows do I have? Just 1. Okay, so let's do our repeated addition. How many are in each column? 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 4. Or I could count all 4 one time. 4. And how you write that is 4 times 1, counting by 4s one time equals 4. Or if I count by 1 4 times, it equals 4. And you're kind of getting the idea that anything times 1 is the other whole number. It's 4. Let's do one more array. And in today's math, I want you to talk about how many rows you have, how many columns you have, and then write a repeated addition sentence. Remember, you can choose to repeat the columns or you can choose to repeat the rows. Let's do this one. Okay? Now altogether, I have 12 items, so I know it's going to equal 12. Here we go. How many columns do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? I'm counting by 4s. How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, hold on. I'm counting by 3s. 1, 2, 3. 4 times. Okay, and we already know it equals 12. If I count all of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, it equals 12. I can also count my rows. I've got 1, 2, 3, and in each row is 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I count by 4s 3 times, it equals 12. Now what about repeated addition? Okay, I'm going to erase this up here so you can see it. I can either do my columns or do my rows. Let's try 1, 2, 3, 4. How many times do we count by 4s? 1, 2, 3. So 4 plus 4 plus 4 is going to equal 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are my rows. What if I did the columns? What am I going to count by? 1, 2, 3. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. You're going to do it however many you got. So there's 3 in each one. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, which equals 12. Okay, on your math today, you're going to be telling me how many rows, how many columns, then choose a row or column and do one repeated addition sentence. Then on the back, create your own array. Remember, it has to have the same amount across and then going down. It doesn't have to be like 4 and 4, but it needs to be, for instance, the one we just did, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3. It needs to be, here's the trick about arrays, they need to be in the shape of a rectangle or a square. That's what it will turn out, no leftovers. And then you're going to write a repeated addition sentence for your array, pick columns or rows, then write the multiplication sentence for your array. And that's what we're going to do for today, and we'll do more next week.